Life was going smoothly until a portal appeared, and so I jumped inside, expecting nothing bad to happen. It seemed to lead to a place that didn't look all that pleasant, even though it once did. But I didn't know that until the black rabbit made it appear. Although I'll admit it did appear quite familiar, I still thought I hadn't been here before. I'd get questions like, why did you make that decision without thought? Why did you call them that? Will you ever exit? And something out there would echo, you're so stupid. You're going against the very things you value. You'll never get out. Then I'd hear something else say, oh, don't listen to that. That's just a critic cat. But how could I believe that when I felt as if I was becoming the very things I hate? So in a desperate attempt to escape, I wandered for what felt like forever through this land of suffering, until I got to the court party. I had just then realized this is only in my head, and that a certain someone had led me here because I didn't pay attention to what was truly going on the surface of my situation, hence why I entered. Just another escapist route, hosted by the convict hatter, but 6,000 times worse. And more warped, of course. The longer I stayed, the angrier I got, and increasingly insane I felt. So I simply left. Yet I continued on, and met the queen of apathy, tried to paint me red, just like all the rest. At first I wondered how I could find my way away from the dungeon grounds, though I made it out and ran further to a forest of flowers that spoke inner judgments of myself. Here I knew was the source of why I felt so crazy, so I needed a way to switch what they say. Except I almost felt too defeated to even try to change their minds, since they kept on singing the same old words. So in a desperate attempt to escape, I wandered for what felt like forever through this land of suffering, until I got to the court party. I had just then realized this is only in my head, and that a certain someone had led me here because I didn't pay attention to what was truly going on the surface of my situation, hence why I entered. Just another escapist route, hosted by the convict hatter, 6,000 times worse. And more warped, of course. While I was exploring, feelings of entrapment grew and grew stronger until I found the house I started at. Of course, I jumped through the door and tried to run far, but there's a limit to that on the outside and in. Now what I asked had been, what do I do? Where do I go? And what choice do I make? However, there's simply one thing I can do, and that's accept and move on. That's not easy, but it's what has to be done if I don't want to end up back where